Welcome to DeFi Crypto today. Our topic today is the Wonderland Rollercoaster Part 5. Yes, things are moving at Wonderland, going up and down, mostly down when you look at the token prices. It's fun. All right, so things have been relatively quiet since Sifu was kicked out of Wonderland because of his dangerous and criminal past and so on. And a lot of people didn't trust him because of all that stuff. And so there was this huge FUD campaign that happened, right? And but we're going to talk a little bit about Sifu at the end of the video, so stay tuned, okay? There's stuff happening. But right now, things have been relatively quiet, but behind the scenes, there's been a lot of work that's been happening. I think it's positive, although the price action doesn't reflect that, of course. But I'm still hopeful. I'm still hopeful. I think step by step, however long it takes, I think they're going to get there. Okay? And by there, I mean they're going to transform Wonderland into something profitable. It's already profitable, but it's something that people will visibly see as profitable. And people are not that enlightened, unfortunately. How can I put this? People just are a little bit too greedy, I think, and they're like sheep. Remember my sheep videos? If people tank a token, then it's bad. Okay, so they think the protocol is losing money. And if the protocol is making money and they're not getting a free airdrop every 5 minutes, they think it's a bad protocol, right? They've got crazy expectations, mostly because they've not been in the investment arena for a very long time. I've been around since the 80s. I started investing in stocks when I was 16. It was a long freaking time ago. Okay? So, and I know that stocks and other investments like tokens and crypto go up and down. Okay? And the price action does not reflect necessarily how well the business is running. But people think that when the price of the token is going down, that the business is going to shut down and they're running out of money. It's got nothing to do with that. Let's say you had shares of Apple, and for some reason you don't like Tim Cook today, and you say, I'm going to short the heck out of Apple. Okay, so you're trying to push the price of Apple down, and you're spreading rumors about Apple, that Apple is killing their Chinese employees in their factories, okay, and so on, their iPhone factories and whatnot, and they shoot them with guns and or whatever insane thing you can imagine. And of course, some people, no matter how insane things are, they're going to believe it anyway. And if they happen to own shares of Apple, they're going to say, oh my God, I didn't know that Apple was such an evil company, so I'm going to sell, right? And they're pushing the price down and down and down and down, and because they feel desperate to show their hatred towards the token or the stock by losing money on it, which is like insane. Why you pay high and sell low and lose money on that asset just because you're afraid to lose more money? Okay, it's not a recipe for getting rich, people. It's not. But anyway, that's how sheep think. Okay? And I want people to get out of the sheep mentality. Right now, my perception, and I'm going to show it to you, I think that the Wonderland token is ridiculously cheap. I'm not saying it's going to go 10x this year or ever. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'm just saying the fundamentals do not reflect on the price of the token. The fundamentals say the price of the token should be at least double what it is now. And I've been trying to explain this in a zillion videos, okay? And nobody listens because obviously the price is still ridiculously low, okay? And it keeps getting lower, doesn't matter what I say. So, and the only people that understand this are the whales. And the whales have been pushing for buybacks. And they got their rage quit. We're going to see a little bit about that. And during the rage quit, if you look at the price action, the price went up to and above the backing price for a few days. And now it tanked again to 50% of the backing price. Okay? The whales are smart. The rest of the sheep are not. And that's why the whales take advantage of them. Okay? For them, whales look at, average stupid investors as food. Okay? As krill. The big blue whales, they eat zillions of tons of krill in the Antarctic. Well, average investors are krill to the big whales. They open a large mouth and they gobble them all up, okay? And they amass huge amounts of profit at no risk at all. While the average investors take all the risk and lose their shirt. All the people that complain, Wonderland's a scam, it's a Ponzi scheme, it's this and that. Well, you guys are krill, and the whales have been eating your lunch. And that has nothing to do with how well or how badly Wonderland is running its business. Okay? It just, the way the protocol was designed, it left its side totally exposed to whales and sharks, unfortunately. Okay? But I think the protocol is going to transform itself. It's going to take time. I don't know how long it's going to take. Maybe 6 months, maybe a year, maybe less than that. I don't know. Okay? But I'm still hopeful. There's still a ton of cash there, and it's still making a ton of money. All right. So let's dive in. So if you happen to check the Twitter page at wonderland.money, here a few hours ago, they said a lot is happening at Wonderland. Nobody knew, but now they tell us. WIP number 5, the Rage Quit was successfully closed. And if you happen to check the Rage Quit voters, they were all whales. They were all whales. They all bought the token like when it was cheap like dirt. And they made a substantial profit because the Rage Quit was a guarantee that they would get the backing, okay, for the backing price for their tokens. So they probably made at least 30 to 40% profit for just a few days of holding the tokens and having zero risk, okay? That's what the whales did. And I don't like the idea of the Rage Quit. I think it was stupid. I wouldn't have done it. If this was my project and people would say, give me the backing price, give me the backing price, I would say, fuck off. You don't know what you need, and I'll handle it. Okay? Let me run the business. And I would not have bought back the tokens at the backing price. First of all, backing price is a misnomer. It's the net asset value per token. That's what it should have been called in the very first place. Because saying it's backing, the backing price, people get confused because it's not written in the protocol anywhere. The true backing of the Wonderland token is a single MIM token. That's how it's been designed, and that's in the protocol, that's in the code. But the backing price, the so-called backing price, which is the net asset value, it's not in the code. Okay, that's something that was taken from Olympus DAO, and I blame Olympus DAO for using that wrong terminology. I'm a linguist. I like proper terminology. I always insist on that. And I think that did a disservice to Olympus, to Wonderland, and to a slew of other home forks that came and went and died. And it did a lot of disservice to the investors as well. So everybody was caught with that, and it's the wrong terminology. There should have been a different. It should have been handled differently. What we should have done with Wonderland and many other home forks would have been to turn them into ETFs, exchange traded funds. Okay, so basically it's a big portfolio managed by a team, and the people, the investors buy into that portfolio, and hopefully the portfolio goes up in value. And when they sell their tokens, they can take the capital gain from that. But that would require a lot of recoding, and that takes months. Okay, you need somebody smart to code this stuff. It needs to be tested, and then it needs to be audited and all that. And it's not a 5-minute job. Okay, it's not something you can change overnight. When they started Wonderland, they did not know about all the shortcomings of the original Olympus code. They found out eventually when the whales started attacking the project and pushed the price of the token down. But that's something that was missing at the very beginning. So for that, I kind of blame the short-sightedness of the Olympus team when they designed the Olympus protocol. And we can also blame the short-sightedness of the Wonderland team for that. But it was brand new. It was hard to foretell that this would have happened at that time. Now we know. And a lot of us have been burned, some pretty badly. But, you have to remember that these are very, very risky assets. So always, I keep saying this all the time, put a tiny amount of your portfolio in these risky things, okay? They're not proven, they're not battle tested. And there was quite a bit of a battle, and a lot of people lost a lot of money out of this. So, yeah, anyway. So next item, they said that liquid staking has been made and is launching soon. I'm going to explain what this is, actually. It's a very interesting project. Wonderland could make a ton of money with this. It's very successfully implemented by Lido. We're going to have a quick look at Lido, and so that you understand what liquid staking is about. And if it's when, apparently they already coded the stuff. When it happens, I think Wonderland is going to be making money like a cow makes milk. Okay, and that's why I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful because Lido is so successful. It needs competition. It's way too big right now, and it's risky when a single protocol has so much, so many assets staked in it. Okay, it's a bit dangerous. So it's good that Wonderland gets into that game and gives competition to Lido. Okay. Also, it's going to expand liquid staking to blockchains that don't have any liquid staking or not much right now, like Avalanche and eventually Phantom as well. So that's very positive and very encouraging. And that's why I'm very bullish on this project, despite how bad it looks right now. All right. Now, apparently, there's going to be a website overall with an updated UI to better reflect the DAO. So that's coming. Okay. Again, I'm hoping they're going to do something to make it easier for investors to understand how profitable the project is. how many assets it has, and so on, so that it actually works like an ETF, okay, an exchange traded fund like you would see on the regular stock market. Then on top of that, there's a strategy management update focusing on new yield producing farms and revenue sharing systems. See, revenue sharing. So investors will receive a share of the revenues. Okay, a lot of people have been complaining about that. It was not clear how they would profit from this project. I kept hearing this complaint. Okay, which is kind of stupid, but I can understand it also. It's a little bit like, okay, so it's good for the protocol, but it's not good for the token holders. And I'm like, the protocol is the token holders. You own the token, so you own the protocol. It's like you own shares of Apple. You're an owner of Apple, okay, or Tesla, or whatever the company you're invested in. Okay, so if it's good for Apple, if Apple makes profits, you profit. Okay, but you see, and the way I see it is that for the longest time, Apple was not issuing dividends. And in the last several years, they changed that policy and they started issuing dividends because they're making so much profit. They decided, a lot of shareholders were complaining that they wanted to get some cash. And that's the same situation here. A lot of people are saying, okay, well, if you're so profitable, why don't you share some of the cash with us? And I think that's what they're going to implement. So again, that's very positive. Okay, and what I see here is that they're taking steps to transform the way Wonderland operates, and that will most likely, I'm not guaranteeing anything, okay, but those are very good signals that tell me that the price of the token is going to go up eventually. When? I don't know. Okay. What I'm thinking is most likely when liquid staking is actually implemented and revenue sharing and other yield producing farms, for instance, are going to be implemented, especially this part here, revenue sharing, as soon as people will say, oh, I'm getting airdrops in my wallet. I'm getting some MIMs or whatever they're going to drop in my wallet. The price of the token is going to soar because people are like sheep and they're greedy and they just want to get cash in their wallet. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting. Okay, I don't know how much it's going to be. All right, maybe it's $1 per token that you're going to get. I have no idea, okay? But they're going to announce something relatively soon, maybe in a month and 2 months or something. And once that's done, I guarantee that the price is going to move up. By how much, I don't know. But people usually get very, very excited when they see cash coming at them. So I would not be surprised if the token at least doubles. So at least it would come back to the net asset value, or the so-called backing price. I think it's going to go back at least to that, and possibly have a premium over that. All right. Also, this is currently going on. This is a discussion on the compensation plan for the moderators. Apparently, they weren't paying the moderators very much, or if anything. And they've got a lot of dedicated moderators, and they decided to create a compensation plan for them. So we're going to have a quick look at this as well. So these are the main things. So if we have a look, here it's explained in greater detail in their Discord channel. So you should definitely read that. Here they explain how the rage quit was successfully closed. So a total of 6,063 wrap memo tokens were whitelisted to leave the ecosystem through the rage quit mechanism. 11,908 addresses participated in a whitelist vote, with the majority voting to be added, 10,917. And during the redemption phase, the Reach Quick contract was topped with 202,635,000 MIM to allow everyone to leave the ecosystem in accordance with the guidelines of that proposal. About 60% of the whitelist used the RQ contract, so it left about 14 million MIM that was returned to the Treasury. So strangely enough, not everybody took advantage of the of that stupid rage quit thing. I don't know how that worked. They had a certain time period to take advantage of it. It was very clear on the website. You just had to hit the button and you would have gotten your money. But only about 60% of the whitelist wallets got through, and $14 million went back to the Treasury. Anyway, so at the time of that article on March 12, the backing for Wrap Memo was 41,000. That's a little bit lower than that. But you'll see the price of the token is way, way down. I'm not surprised about that. But around the time of the rage quit, you saw that assuming the net asset value backing price is here, before it was down here about half. It went there, it went even a little bit above, and after the rage quit was finished, it went back down to 50%. So you see how people think, right? All right, so that's done and over. Now, basically, the only purpose I see to this is the people that remain and that are still holding the Wonderland tokens. Basically, they want to stay with the project long term. People that wanted to rage quit, they said, the heck with this project, I lost enough money, give me whatever my share of the Treasury, and call it quits. Okay, fine, they're gone. Now, I'm going to say about 80% or 90% of those were just whales taking advantage of the situation. But anyway, so right now, we're basically a new chapter is starting. And I think they're going to make the protocol better, and hopefully it's going to work. We don't know yet. So here they talk about the compensation for moderators. We're going to have a look at that in greater detail. These are the other steps that they talked about. So the new liquid staking website overall, so with a new UI that's coming, strategy management update focusing on new yield producing farm revenue sharing. We talk about that. And the community compensation plan. All right. Anything else? No, that's it. So this is the compensation thing. What's important is that here they're defining what the duties of the people are. So the moderators have to provide technical support, education to the investors, because most of them don't know their left hand from their right hand. Okay, and saying, I don't see new tokens in my wallet when I have Wrap Memo. Is that where are my new memos? Okay, people are still confused about that. Hopefully, they're gonna simplify the token system. Yeah, those are very hard concepts for the average investors, unfortunately. Community engagement, member management, forum maintenance, and so on. And these are proposed duties that are going to be added, I think. Appoint Alice as senior moderator. I don't know who Alice is, but I'm guessing she's already a moderator and she probably has more experience, or she's got the brains of the team. And communication relay with management, maintain regular updates on project status, create and maintain holders-only chat, increase authority to make improvements. So those are quite positive. So they're giving a lot more power and authority to the moderators, okay? And hopefully they're going to, have more written down information for the investors. I still don't understand why they don't have bots to answer the most basic questions. Okay, that should have been implemented since day one. But anyway, now they have bios of the people here. So you got Alice, we just talked about, and a bunch of other people, so you can read that yourself. And where was it? They talked about how much money they wanted to give to those fine people. Yeah, right here. This is it. Compensation. There's over 80,000 server members. That's a lot. It's one of the largest and most active communities in crypto space. Proposed compensation for the staff of 8 full-time moderators is 25,000 MIM per month to be distributed by the senior moderator based on performance. This comes to a total of 300,000 MIM annually for Wonderland, approximately 0.01% of the treasury value as of the time of this proposal. So basically, on average, it's about $3,000 per moderator if they all get the same amount, give or take, per month. I mean, if they do this job full time, I think that's normal. That's not too much. So yeah, definitely those guys need to be paid properly. So I'm definitely in favor of this. If you're not, or if you have comments, you can always put your comments in there. But my guess is that it's probably going to be implemented like this. Now, the other proposal is about liquid staking. Now, I should get on Lido. I forgot to do that. Lido. Yeah, Lido is, I believe, the place where they invented liquid staking. Okay, liquidity for staked assets. So it's a very, very, very successful protocol. It's huge. They started with Ethereum. They got 8 billion with a B, $billion staked there. They got almost 8 billion also on Terra. They got a bit less on Solana. And 285 million, 3 million on Kusama, and they're not quite sure how much they got on Polygon yet. Polygon is new, so they don't quite know, don't have the data for this. Maybe it's not that much yet. But basically, what's interesting is that, let's say you're bullish on Ethereum or Terra or whatever, and you don't want to sell it, right? So you stake it here. You're earning these lovely APRs here. It's pretty good at 7%. It kind of that's about the inflation rate in the United States, give or take a percent. Here you're beating inflation quite well. Here as well, you can beat it. So yeah, those are good places to invest. Also, Lido has an excellent reputation as a safe DeFi platform. They're very well audited. The code is really nice and so on. They have a lot of good security features. I keep talking about DeFiSafety.com. They have an excellent rating there. Okay. So, and to give you an idea of how big Lido is, because, a billion here, a billion there, and people don't know what that means. If you go to DeFi Llama, and we look at, where is it? Yeah, right here. You see, these are the top protocols in DeFi. Lido is number 3, and as you can see, it has a total of $16 billion there, okay? It's actually very, very close to number 2. It's remarkable. And when you think that there's $214 billion total in all of DeFi right now, that's a very, very significant share. That's about 8%, give or take. A single protocol with 8% of all DeFi. That's nice, and it's scary at the same time. If this fails, millions of people are going to be in pain. Okay, and that's why you need competition. I think you need a lot more protocols that copy this. And that's what Wonderland wants to do. Because Lido, what they do is that they buy actual nodes, okay? Or they rent them, and they generate income by running these nodes, okay? because the protocol gives them a part of the gas fees. Okay. And what they do is that they buy those nodes by receiving money, okay, from depositors. And now they've got this huge capital, and they use some of that to buy more and more nodes and more nodes and more nodes. Now, the problem with this is that if you have one company that owns all the nodes, then it's not decentralized anymore, right? And that's why I'm saying it's a bit risky to have just one big company that owns all those nodes. We need competition, all right? So Wonderland wants to get into that business because, first of all, it's very profitable, okay? Wonderland could make millions and millions and millions with this, okay? Because Lido is making millions with this already, okay? So it's a very profitable business model. So that's what they want to do. And as you can see, Wonderland is not on Avalanche yet, and it's not on Phantom yet, but they're starting to expand. So maybe at one point they're going to be on Avalanche, they're going to be on Phantom as well. But if Wonderland is there first, they might be able to take the lion's share of that market on those chains, right? So that's very exciting. If they get the lion's share of staking on Avalanche and Phantom, they could be unbeatable on those chains, okay? And they could take a ton of money and distribute that to their token holders on a regular basis. Because essentially, when you have nodes like this, those are just machines that print money, okay? I'm talking real nodes, okay? Actual servers that do actual work, okay? Not those nodes as a service thingies, okay? Real nodes, okay? Like Lido owns real nodes, okay? And that's where their money comes from. All right, so we were here, liquid staking. So that's what they explain in here, okay? The annual staking reward on Avalanche is 9.82%. Based on Avalanche current market cap of $25.7 billion, the total addressable market for staking is roughly $2.5 billion a year. Lido, one of the largest liquid staking solutions, offer liquid staking on both the Terra and Ethereum chains, but not Avalanche. Adoption is currently at 17.6% and 13.4% of staking users, respectively. So they have a very large share of staking users. Okay, so basically, Wonderland wants a share of that 2.5 billion a year. Okay, that's a lot of cash. That's a lot of cash. And that would be coming into the wallets of the token holders at some point when they redistribute the earnings. Okay, keep that in mind. That's why I'm talking about this. Okay, a lot of people say, Wonderland's dead, and it's not dead until Chris says so. Okay, until I say so. No, it's definitely not quite dead yet. So it says here, if Wonderland takes a 10% fee for running the liquid staking service, Wonderland's gross revenue would be about $12.5 million a year just for that. Okay. If it can capture 5% of total addressable AVAX staking market, approximately 8% of existing stake supply, this means gross staking rewards of $125 million per year. Okay. So it depends. It gives you an idea of the range. Okay. It could go from about, and if they have a 20% market share, they could make up to $15 million per year. So it depends, right? But it gives you an idea. You could earn anywhere between $12 million a year and $125 million a year doing this business. If they're very, very aggressive and they really expand and push the pedal on the gas, they could make a ton of money with this. They could really make a lot of money. So it looks like a very profitable business opportunity. Next, this is the very sad looking UI right now on the dashboard. I'm saying it's sad because look at this, $20,000 per wrap memo. That's the price right now. And the backing is 38,000. It's missing 18,000 in there. That's because people don't understand what I just said. Okay, they don't see what's coming. They don't. Yeah, I don't know what people think. Okay, honestly, uh, the price should be closer to this. This is the net asset value per token. Okay, this is what the real price should be right now. Why? Because that's the cash that they have at the bank, in their wallet. Okay. So, and you can see it if you click on funds. It shows where everything is invested, the vaults, the liquidity pools. You click on these things. Okay. It shows where the money is invested and so on. Okay, so there is money there. There's hundreds of millions of dollars there. I don't know why people don't see this. I guess they don't know that there's a fund button there that they can click on. I don't know. But I'm telling you, the price of the token, which looks pretty sad right now, it definitely looks like a pump and dump. But you see, there was a lot of action here. This is when the FUD campaign was at its maximum. Okay? And people believe in FUD because don't believe in good news, folks. Only believe in bad news because bad news is always true and good news is never right. Okay? That's how sheep think. Okay? And this was around the time also that Sifu's identity was revealed and all that. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so this is, but if you look at the price, it's been over 20,000 pretty much since then. It's relatively stable. Of course, if you look in detail per day, you see, quite a few fluctuations, but it's not that bad. It's pretty stable. That's why I'm thinking, I don't think it's going to go much lower than this. Unless, I don't know, Daniele starts murdering people, eating puppies, and whatever. Okay, I don't know, but right now, it looks like it's near the bottom. I think I don't think it's gonna go a lot further down. Although right now it's pretty low. If we look at the 7-day action, yeah, it doesn't look very wonderful right now. But I don't know. For me, I think it's a buying opportunity. If I had money to bet on this right now, that would be a good time to think about betting on this. But again, it's a bet. Are they going to actually be successful? Is the liquid staking going to work? Is it going to generate a lot of income or not? Okay. Are they going to change the management there? Whatever. All right. Now, talking about people that left Wonderland, well, I wanted to give a few words about Sifu. I just made a video about this guy, but there's been a couple changes since then, and I wanted to elaborate on a couple points. So this is the evil guy that was managing the fund. You have to think that this guy almost single-handedly started Wonderland from not much to over $1.5 billion in treasury at its top, okay? In just a matter of less than 6 months. That's not too bad for a hardcore criminal, right? And that's why I kind of like looking at his new project, Sifu's Vision. And for those that did not watch my video, you should. And the video link is in the description below that I introduce what the project is about. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this today. But the point is, he created a new token called Sifu, obviously. There's 1 million tokens available. The price currently is around $118, $19, $20. So the point is, he's trying to build a large portfolio of over $100 million that he's going to use and invest as if it was his own money. Okay, and I'm going to show you his own money. I'm going to show you his actual portfolio. The guy seems to know what he's doing when it comes to portfolio management. Okay, a lot of his friends have said they saw him turn 3 million into 70 million in the matter of a few months. Okay, and you're going to see a lot of people have invested a lot of money on this Sifu Vision. I'm going to show you. So what's new here? The good news is at first it was only available on Ethereum. So if you wanted to participate in this and you said, I don't care, he's a hardcore criminal, he makes me money. Then you could have bought the Sifu token on Ethereum, right? But the gas and the slowness of the network was driving me crazy. So I waited a few days, and I personally actually bought a few Sifu tokens myself as a gamble. It's a gamble, people. It's not like guaranteed that he's going to be successful, and it's not guaranteed also that he's not going to rug pull or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that if he rug pulls $100 million, a lot of people are going to lynch him. So I don't think he's going to be able to hide very far. So, but the good news is now you can buy the Sifu token on Avalanche, and it's a lot faster, and the gas fees are, of course, a lot lower. And this button, unfortunately, only works on Ethereum. So if you want to add the Sifu token, it only works on Ethereum here. Now, you can join the Discord, which is probably the best place to learn about the project. And you can also follow Sifu himself on Twitter. But definitely the Discord is where you're going to find more information. And people are very friendly and they're ready to help you there. All right, so this is Sifu's portfolio. It's about $56 million in there. He's invested in all these things. I mean, only the first couple of rows are significant. The rest is like just a few $1,000 here and there and a few $100. So it's not the bottom here is not really worth talking about. But you can see that most of his money, about 28 million, is put on Abracadabra. Uniswap has 15 million. GMX has 7 million. Well, more than that actually. It's almost 9 million here. And then it's Tokamak, and then it goes down from there. And you have here the money that's actually in his wallet as well here. So you can see the portfolios. So you can see where he invested the money. So he's lending money, and he's in the DGen box. This is the UST MIM DGen box. So he's big investor in that. There's almost 60 million there. And there's another one here. This is lending and lending. So I guess he's got two. I'm not sure how that works. Maybe they're two different vaults. Maybe one is the old vault and the other one is the new vault. But anyway, so there's quite a bit of money invested in these things. And there's also some wrapped Ethereum that he's lending, and some YV curve from Iron Bank, and so on. So for people that are interested in watching what he's doing with his portfolio, we can have a look here. All right. All you have to do is actually type Sifu at the top here, and it brings you to this address. All right. Next here, if you're curious about the actual Sifu token on Etherscan, you can see that here it shows 740 holders of tokens. And this guy here happens to be the largest token holder in there. I don't know who that is. But we can have a look at his portfolio. So if we take this address and we put it here, this is a pretty big investor. He's got $4.7 million in there. And one of his most significant, it's not the most significant, but it's one of the most significant investment is the Sifu token. You can see here where he put about $500,000 in there. So definitely this guy is betting large. I don't know, maybe he's a close friend of Sifu's. I don't know, a guy that one of his admirers. I don't know. But yeah, this guy is betting $500,000 on this thing. And what I want to show you, yeah, I showed you the rest. All right, so that's it for this video. If you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. Download the free book. All you have to do is put your name, your email address, and hit the submit button. Then you get a big fat button that says download the free book. If you miss that button, it's okay. We're going to send you an email with another button that says download the free book. And if you don't want to download the free book, that's fine. You go to Amazon, you pay $5.99 to Jeff Bezos, and Jeff sends me a whole $1. See ya.